Today is Tuesday, February 18. We just had our daily candle close and open for gold for our indices. Even though gold is a metal, but we also had the daily close and open about an hour ago for our currencies that we trade. So I'm going to be dropping a breakdown today, consisting of a US 30 sell move that I executed on today, as well as a gold opportunity that we could have executed on last night and pretty much all week since Sunday open, since I did miss the overall buy move that I wanted to catch. But it's all good. We're still up for the week, and there's a lot of trading left for this week, a lot of opportunities left to close out the month of February strong, as we are still in the first quarter. So let's hop right into it, man. I'm gonna kind of just give a full top-down analysis and walkthrough of how exactly I'm looking at the market and what I'm expecting, even going into today's session. So let's go to gold on our monthly time frame. So gold on our monthly time frame, just so that we're aware, we are still very bullish, as we broke our previous all-time high at around 27.89.90. Now to our weekly, we see here last week gave us a strong bullish push and exhausted, which could just be a pullback that happened on either our 4-hour or our daily time frame, that is actually showing clean price action. So daily, we see here daily created a top wick, created a level of resistance. Well, technically here, but here it looks a little bit more solid. Not only that, if I wanted to, or what could potentially make sense, is this could have been our resistance. This could have been the first candle attempt to break. Second candle pretty much came back below, testing this level of resistance. But we see here we found a level of support, and then now with our Monday to Tuesday daily candle close, you see here that we closed pretty much bullish above our levels of resistance. So let's go down to our smaller time frame, 4-hour time frame. So this looks a lot cleaner to identify structure. We see here we created a 4-hour resistance, which is our all-time high, and also a 4-hour higher high opportunity. Let's identify our higher low that actually gave us that push to get to that all-time high at 29.40. So we have resistance, or we have a 4-hour candle that closed bearish and wicked down, not really giving us a bearish bullish candle close to identify support, but we can still use this as an area of confirmation to the support that was created about 12 hours later with this bearish bullish candle close. You see price come in here and exhaust, and then this candle as well. So we know for a fact that this price range down here from 28.49 to about 28.53 is a 4-hour level of support that gave us our main bullish push to 29.40. So we know we are trending bullish, and we are currently at the high at this moment. So now let's identify that next support level, which is holding the 29.40 resistance and is holding a new higher low opportunity to potentially continue pushing to a new higher high. So same scenario here, you have a 4-hour candle push that created a bottom wick, but this is kind of cleaner for support. But you still see here price exhausted through, closed through this time, found support in this area here on this lower end, and then pushed bullish and got above this made support that was created here. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw two zones. This makes sense to me. I don't want to just limit myself to one support. I still want to know that there's a lower support here, just because this one could maybe be a little bit more temporary. That's if we were already getting a bearish push down from 29.40. But let's go ahead and look at how price reacted once we got that 28.90 to 28.80 higher low test. So we see here price stretched all the way down to this level of support, which is also in confluence with these levels of resistance that got wicked off based off of your 4-hour time frame. So those are definitely candles to pay attention to for this level of resistance and now this support. But price created support here, pushed up for Sunday open, found resistance based off this bearish bullish candle close, and then after that price maintained this support area, was able to get a lot of bullish volume for during Monday at 6 p.m. once we got this 4-hour candle close, or before we actually got it. So let's go to our 3-hour time frame, 30-minute time frame. So we see here this 4-hour resistance got broken through. Then we were able to find support on a smaller scale that held. Now I was anticipating buys for this move here last night, but I did close because I didn't like the way candles were forming. I had entered during this 1-hour candle here, and I just felt a little uneasy, thinking that price could potentially push below this bottom wick and then maybe target a little deeper, like 2902 to maybe 2900, before getting a higher low. But this support held that was formed on your 15-minute time frame and your 30-minute. 30-minute looks a lot cleaner. We know that these are still seller exhaustion wicks based off of our 1-hour time frame. So at the point that I really want to execute this move to make sure that there's bullish volume in the market, we see here when we're going to use our EMAs as confluence. We're still trending above our EMAs on all time frames. 5-minute time frame gave us, still tested this support and gave us a solid engulfing. But after these two bullish candles, I definitely would have wanted to been in this move. I wasn't looking at the market at this time at 250, but this would have been a solid move up to even this support for a 101.4 R to R, or you could have targeted the 4-hour high for about 200 points, which would have been a very solid move after you got this engulfing on the 5-minute. And then 15-minute gave you a strong bullish engulfing as well before getting a break above our counter trendline opportunity, and also giving us bullish candles after that to confirm that there was bullish volume in the market. So this would have been our buy opportunity for gold last night. I did execute buys, didn't really work well, and I was just a little early to the move before closing, and sure enough I closed when the market was pulling back just a little bit within that consolidation, and caused me to get out of that move for last night's move. Now let's go down. So we're gonna break this area down now, since we broke down how we would have executed above that level of support. So now that we see prices in this level of support, 4-hour time frame, no bullish candle. We see here we have resistance, a large seller's exhaustion 4-hour candle, which is kind of sketched to get in. Then we have a doji. So we want to wait for a bullish close or something that gives us confirmation we're going to push up. So at this point price is weak. So now when we got this 4-hour close from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., you see here price exhausted along this support. 30-minute time frame didn't really give us an engulfing. Let's go to our 1-minute time frame now. 5-minute. So let's identify where we're forming lower high points. You have lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a trend line opportunity though. We keep in, if I'm touching all the wicks, price nearly touches it, so this would be point A, point B, and then point C, confirming it. Price tested support. What'd you get in that support? You got like a higher low, and then based off our highest point for this lower high point to get a transition, price gave us a nice higher low point along that level of support, which could have been a good entry around 615 for those that trade Asian. I told myself I wouldn't trade Asian, so I didn't execute on this, but a 60 pip stop loss would have been ideal. You could have been a little riskier and had a 40 pip stop loss, just because price could have still pushed back. It is Asian. We didn't get that break above the trend line yet, but for anyone who has confidence in gold and the way it moves, that would have been a good area to maybe maximize. Could have targeted for 1 to 4. I mean, honestly, if you were to even hold at the beginning of the week anticipating the full move, you could have caught 1 to 8.8 R to R, which would have been beautiful for the week. Don't even have to trade anymore after that. So now what I'm looking for on gold going into today's session, 4-hour time frame. We're at resistance. We are still bullish. We don't have no sign of a bearish candle close based off the 4-hour time frame. 1 hour time frame is nearly the same thing. Now, just so I could be on the safe side, I'm gonna mark out levels of resistance within this 4-hour resistance zone that I have drawn here. So we're gonna go to our 1 hour. So price potentially created resistance here at 2933.71. And then I'm gonna mark out this median level right up here at 2936.70. So now I'm gonna definitely wait for price to test and hold levels of support to get a bullish push, maybe for like another 100 points, at least to the all-time high level. But if price continues to give us bearish transitions based off of what it looks like it could be doing, because if we're going to continue to get to a high, we do have to make a low or a higher low before getting to that next point up. So we're going to go from our 1 hour to our 15. Now 15 details are clean. So our 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and use the 5 minute. Okay, so what I'm looking for is price to definitely play into one of these blue random line levels, and then at this point, if we get bullish confirmation such as an engulfing or a variation, or we begin to see sellers exhaustion even based off of our 1 hour time frame as we find support, then I'll be a little bit more I'll be more okay with taking a buy opportunity there than waiting for it to pretty much play down lower before getting a 38.2% retracement or even a 61.8. But let's go ahead and also draw that out. Let's see what that looks like. So we'll just go from the high to the low. No, that's... Bro, what am I doing? Okay. Yeah, so that will be... We'll leave that on there too. I think that could be a good confluence to have. So we'll see if we get a retracement at 38.2 or 61.8 and see if we could get an overall buy opportunity on gold. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. Let's go down to GJ. So GJ was trending, is trending pretty good right now. So we're going to identify our levels of support. Now the levels that were interesting to me to get a move was based off of our weekly time frame. Our weekly time frame was my biggest confirmation to seeing the way price is going to trade at this current point in time. So let's see. Okay, this looks a lot better. Now the reason I adjusted it was because we have resistance with these weekly buyer exhaustion wicks, weekly seller exhaustion wicks, and then you have price close and form support pretty much along this area. So now that we see price at our current point in time in 2025, we see here that we've been reaching to these levels of support, and we are now beginning to find overall bullish structure with a higher low to get to our higher high point and reach this lower high area here at 200. So yeah, lower high, excuse me. So 200 would be the max. Even 199 is solid. 199. Okay, I'll leave that there. Okay, cool. So now let's go to our current price action. So our current price action, we see here price try to break below this level of support, and it ended up reaching and hitting this area right in here, which is good as well, because this shows that we kind of tested that overall support level instead of just the higher low, and now price is finding bullish strength by closing back above up into these 191 levels. So based off our last week's candle, we did close bullish, testing and exhausting off previous weekly high here. So let's go to our daily time frame and see what that was like. Looks like it could have just been a doji candle. But let's go ahead and keep flowing. Let's keep flowing. So based off daily, I was interested in this level here as it was a daily transition level. You have support, turn into resistance here. Now we're going to go from our daily at this bearish transition level, and we're going to identify our 4 hour zone. Just because it continues to flow and it doesn't, it just makes the most sense. It makes the most sense in this area for how price is closing and how we are transitioning to the bearish side to target these weekly levels of support. So we have support closing all in these all in this green zone. So you have support here, support there, support here, support here. And then you have price still closes in that green zone here, and it also closed in this green zone here as we had a bearish doji or bullish doji bearish candle, and then another scenario bullish doji bearish, and then a small doji candle. And then same with the way price closed in here, and we'll go ahead and identify this as a level of resistance if price wants to play up into that level. But yeah, this is also going to be a test into that zone as well. So as long as price is testing this zone and closing below it based off of bullish bearish closing, then we can anticipate that next 4 hour candle is going to close bearish, and we're going to stay below 192.646. So that makes like almost perfect sense based off of a bearish transition and how I'm actually trying to execute this move. Now another thing I want to pay attention to is we are forming a higher low point, which can be a sign that we respect this weekly level of support at 190, maintain and hold a higher low point to then get to a new higher high point and flow with the weekly time frame as we already got that bullish engulfing. So let's measure what this move is looking like right now. I think this might be the best one. Nope. Okay, so we see here we already hit and respected 38.2. Now we'll be waiting to see if price is going to flow to the upside and get an overall higher low. So I want to track the way sellers are moving in the market at this time. Okay, so now we're getting a break above our counter trendline opportunity. As long as we continue to form and maintain higher low points, then price can look to break 192.500 and then get to, of course, inside this daily zone above this 4 hour level of interest and our daily resistance at 194.5, and then we could continue to push bullish. So what I'll be overall waiting for on GJ is to get some sort of higher low along this level of 4 hour support, which is our median level, so we could then target our TP1, as this would be TP1 for our 38.2 retracement. But yeah, this is looking clean so far. We have like a 1 hour transition right in here along that level of support based off your 4 hour, and then we'll target these highs right here because that's where we're currently at. Yeah, so we'll see if price could continue to flow. This could be a very good a very good buy opportunity for GBPJPY. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled for that. And then gold, of course, we'll just wait for gold, but GJ looks like it could be the one. Now for US 30. So I did take this trade around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know that is a little later than what I trade, but the opportunity looked good because I have definitely seen US 30 move at times between 10 to 12 p.m. and prices moving with some bearish volume or bullish volume. So I just decided to take advantage to see how it could play out, and it played out well. I did execute on both of my accounts, and I did take 1% on the trades. I did have the small loss, so I only made back maybe just shy of 1% on both accounts, which was still a dub in my books. because I did follow my rules, so that was definitely a good thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it, man. So we see here we have an all-time high at 45,000 based off our monthly time frame. Now, based off our weekly time frame, we seem to be in some sort of range from this level of support that was created here to the all-time high, back down to that support. So as we got back down to that support, I was analyzing based off of our 4-hour time frame. So this is a daily higher low opportunity that we had. Price still came back into this area, breaking this level of, well, technically it wasn't really a break, just because based off your weekly time frame you had a bearish candle, all this exhaustion, bearish candle, exhaustion. So like it did look broken based off of like the smaller time frame, but we were still overall respecting structure above 42,000, and you can see that based off your weekly. So let's go to our 4-hour time frame where we see price just kind of flowing off that 42,000 level. Price had a strong bullish push up. We found support in here. This is our 4-hour support. It's an exhaustion zone, however you want to identify it, but this is definitely an area where price, if it were to come into, it would consolidate or it would find major strength in the opposite direction and then continue to fly up and continue. So once we got this main level of support, price pushed up to the all-time high, maintained that level of support, confirming that this is now a support area in structure based off your 4-hour time frame. Then we have a minor higher low, tested the high, low, lower high, low, high, low, higher high, and then it's kind of getting a higher low now to go up. Now the reason I executed sells in this area is, one, we're respecting 45,000 as a level of resistance. Based off our 4-hour time frame, we formed one lower high opportunity, two lower high opportunity, and now this is our third. So now that we're in this third area of like a lower high below our major resistance, as we got back below that that last lower high opportunity, our 30-minute and 1-minute time frame transitioned by breaking support, and when we got that lower high opportunity, I executed for a sell attempt to come target 44,000 into 44,000 overall, honestly. So let's go from our 4-hour to our 3-hour time frame. So you see here you have resistance and then resistance that held in here, but it's pretty much showing that seller strength is getting stronger in the market. You had that breakdown, and then once you got a retracement into these levels of support to be tested as resistance and a new area and structure, I was on my 1-minute and 5-minute time frame. So based off the 5-minute time frame in this area, you had a minor level of support that was created here. You could definitely draw more technicals in this area as price action gets tighter, but I pretty much entered after this bearish variation that happened here. I anticipated it on one account, so I got entries here, and then I got the second entries on the other account right in here at 44.4K. So yeah, once I entered there, I put my stop loss above that lower high opportunity, and I executed. And as I seen price push through that support, I still held and waited to see if we'd have more volume. Price pushed a little lower, and then as we began to retrace with this bullish engulfing, as we began to engulf that 5-minute candle, I closed on pretty much both accounts at this time. Of course, one secured for 92 pips, the other one secured maybe for about 80 to 75, just depending how fast the positions went through to close. But yeah, that would have been my my TP zone. After seeing that price was exhausting, 1-hour time frame was looking hideous as we began to show that there was no bearish strength after this candle began to exhaust more. So yeah, that was my US 30 move, and it went pretty well. And it's crazy because I don't really trade US 30, but the past 3-4 trades that I've taken on US 30 have been during New York time, whether it was like 6 or 7 a.m. and then later in session like it was today at around 10 to 11 a.m. So I'm gonna try and keep up on that and see if I could stick to this transition period in my schedule and trade gold and trade US 30 during New York time instead of always trading gold during London or pre New York. So I'm gonna try and make that happen, but that's gonna be the breakdown for today. I'm not gonna drop a breakdown on US 30 for what I'm looking for in New York, only because I think GJ is gonna give me the move that I want to see, going into these highs and potentially giving us a bullish continuation into our daily 194.500 area. So this is what I'm gonna be focusing on going into London. I may not even focus on gold just because gold seems like we could get a retracement and we're overall bullish, so I'm not at a confluence level to execute buys yet, so I'm definitely going to pass on gold. But for GJ, I'm definitely going to be looking for buys. So if you guys are watching this video, man, hopefully you guys are able to watch the next one I drop, because I'm definitely going to be dropping the results of this trade if they do happen to happen. But I'm definitely going to catch a banger tonight. But I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, man. Have a blessed Tuesday. Have a blessed week. And let's keep killing it, man. Peace.